Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is February 22nd, 2017. And I got an email this morning from my Chilean astronomer friend who retired some time ago, and he was a professor at a major university in California for 30 years. He released a lot of photographs to me a short time ago, and we also had a conversation this morning on the telephone. And he sent me over the next file, which was actually the beginning of his work. And the photographs that you're going to see today are from an observatory where this man worked. And these are the beginnings of his studies of the Nemesis solar system, Nibiru, Planet X. Now, a lot of these photographs, ladies and gentlemen, they're probably not going to make a lot of sense to you. But I've been studying this system now for a little over 13 years. And there's been a lot of controversy over this for a very, very long time. We could even use the word conspiracy. And the conspiracy goes very, very deep. As he stated today, the conspiracy goes as deep as worldwide. He was only able to do his research in short increments because as his studies progressed, him and another associate were actually plotting the course of this small solar system. And when the solar system came into our solar system, it perturbed or disturbed each and every planet in our solar system. And that is a fact. Regardless of what anyone tells you, the scientific evidence is there. I may not be able to get my hands on it, but it is there. And it is clearly visible in every planet in our solar system. And again, regardless of what anyone says. Now, in the weeks to come, he's going to be introducing me by telephone to a friend of his, and she worked for 5 years in the Antarctic as a climatologist. And she is also now retired, living back in the United States, and she has a story to tell. I'm going to see if I can get her to do a live interview with me. I doubt that's going to happen. But she does have a story to tell, and she does have a lot of photographic evidence. And from what he's telling me, her story is amazing. And the photographs that you've just witnessed today, no one has ever seen before. Nobody. And these were the beginning works of his imaging of the planet of the crossing, Nemesis, Nibiru, Planet X, and the planets and satellites that orbit this brown dwarf. You know, there may be a lot of you that don't have a religious belief or believe in the Bible, but in our conversation this morning, he talked about the biblical prophecies and very, very specific details about the Nemesis solar system. And our conversation was kind of similar to what Gil Broussard has researched, and going back all the way to the Chinese 5,000 or 6,000 years ago. Many different cultures depicting this Nemesis solar system and these planets. And I have to say that I'm pretty beside myself today after this conversation with him, and it definitely has me thinking very deeply. He also started talking to me this morning about the worldwide cover-up when dealing with this conspiracy, and that's exactly what it has become, a major conspiracy. Governments around the world do not know what to do. As he stated, the time was there, and now the time is here. And there really is no way to prepare or to defend the earth. Time and history will take its place, as he said. And the governments will continue their very large disinformation campaign, and they will keep the public misinformed. That is a fact. We touched on a lot of subjects this morning in our conversation. Some of those subjects I don't want to put into a YouTube video. However, he did tell me that, he said, Scott, you're a good researcher. You're a good investigator. He said, you have a lot of courage that I don't have. I wish I had the courage that you do, but I'm an old man. I may not have very much time left on this earth. He's going to keep on releasing some information, and I asked him, well, what about your notes? Did you take notes, written notes? And he said he did take notes, but they were basically journalized notes that he wrote down after he left the observatory and went home, and he would write these things down. And he agreed that he will release some of this information to me, and a lot of them are his thoughts and a lot of information that he received from his friend who worked in the Antarctic for 5 years as a climatologist. We talked a little bit about her and her story. She would spend 6 months at a time, and she worked for an Australian observatory and science organization in the Antarctic. And we touched on some of the things that she had told him, and they're quite unbelievable. And this goes very, very far deep into world governments, specifically 10 world governments. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, you can believe what you want to believe. But today, it's 70 degrees in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on February 22nd. It was 65 degrees yesterday. We've had some pretty big earthquakes rocking the globe over the course of the last couple of days. Volcanic eruptions are now occurring in a very systematic way. Volcanoes that haven't erupted in a long time are now coming to life. India's only volcano came to life yesterday. There is something affecting our sun. We know what it is. We don't care about the naysayers and the trolls and the disbelievers anymore, because basically they don't count. What counts now is very simply our lives. Us, not them. And I hate to say it, but it's going to boil down one day to just that. It's going to be us against them. So we will have additional information. Just stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the Nibiru channel. Hit the subscribe button. Set your notifications. And all I have to do is tell you one thing. Stay tuned. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce one of our new affiliate sponsors, Food for Liberty. And they provide the highest quality long-term food storage, water purification, and survival prepper supplies. All foods have a 25-year shelf life, certified non-GMO ingredients, and also a gluten-free option. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a very smart idea to have at least a 30-day supply of food and water in the case of any emergency. So there will be a link provided in the description box under this video for Food for Liberty. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is February 22nd, 2017. And I got an email this morning from my Chilean astronomer friend who retired some time ago, and he was a professor at a major university in California for 30 years. He released a lot of photographs to me a short time ago, and we also had a conversation this morning on the telephone. And he sent me over the next file, which was actually the beginning of his work. And the photographs that you're going to see today are from an observatory where this man worked. And these are the beginnings of his studies of the Nemesis solar